Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different. We're setting aside, the usual economics or tech analysis for a bit. What we've got instead are three deeply unsettling stories. Allegedly true accounts of real-life terror.
Yeah, these aren't abstract concepts. These are narratives about encountering genuine danger, malice, real evil.
Right, and our goal today isn't just to, tell spooky stories. We want to look closer at them to try to understand the psychology involved. When you're facing extreme danger, what makes the difference between survival and, not surviving?
Exactly. We should approach these less like campfire tales and more like data points. Raw information on human behavior under extreme threat. Analyzing those moments of pure instinct or chilling premeditation, it really sheds light on the darker side of things, predatory crime.
Okay, let's start. The first one is all about instinct. It's set back in the late 80s, cool California. A young couple, mid-20s, they get to this remote campsite pretty late. So the father's unpacking the truck, the mother's just sitting there taking in the quiet for a second. But that quiet, it breaks almost immediately. She hears walking.
And not just distant footsteps, right? It's described as walking, like someone circling their camp.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And their reaction. They didn't talk. They didn't hesitate.
That's the first really crucial thing, isn't it? That immediate shared reaction, not investigating, just fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
That's often the best survival move against an unknown threat. They skip denial completely.
Totally. They just grabbed the essentials, got in the truck, and drove about 3 miles down the road. And get this, they drove with their headlights off.
Smart. Really smart. To avoid being followed as someone was watching. Basic counter-surveillance, almost instinctual.
So they find another spot, set up a smaller camp. They try to relax, have a drink, listen to a boxing match on the radio, Eventually, they try to sleep. The father's out cold, totally exhausted. But the mother, she's in that awful state, half awake, half asleep.
The hypnagogic state, yeah. Where you're sort of paralyzed, but completely aware, listening. Yeah. It's terrifying in itself.
And that's when she hears it again, footsteps, right outside the new tent. She tries to wake her husband, shake him, but he's just gone, dead to the world. And then the voice, right outside the tent fabric, clear as anything, said, "Here I am, I'm going to kill you."
Wow, that direct verbal threat.
Yeah.
It tells you something, doesn't it? This wasn't just about a quick attack, it was about terror, about power. They wanted her aware, paralyzed with fear.
And while those words are just hanging there, she hears this sound. She was sure it was a knife being dragged slowly along the tent.
Pure psychological torture, an auditory nightmare.
She's frozen solid, but then something clicks. She realizes they're maybe seconds away from being attacked, and she screams, just one line, "Jim, grab the shotgun and kill that son of a bitch."
Incredible. That ability to bluff under that kind of pressure. She instantly created a counter threat, something the attacker couldn't see, couldn't verify. But why did it work?
They heard twigs snap, someone running, crashing away into the woods immediately. And here's the kicker, the part that makes your blood run cold. They didn't have a shotgun.
No weapon at all.
No, it was a complete bluff. And somehow it scared off someone who just promised to kill them. But it wasn't over. They scrambled to the truck, ready to get out of there. And all 4 tires were flat. Slashed.
See, that changes things.
Yeah.
That's a classic predatory move. Control the environment. Trap the prey. It suggests this wasn't just a random encounter. The attacker had a plan B. He wanted them stranded, helpless, for later.
They were stuck, trying to use a tiny raft pump on the truck tires, just pure desperation setting in. Almost an hour goes by like this, an hour. Then finally, headlights, a ranger, doing patrols. And the ranger tells them why he's patrolling so far out. There had been murders nearby. Recent. Unsolved.
Oh my God, so they weren't just potentially targets.
The implication was clear. They were almost certainly the next victims of a known killer active in that area, that bluff. Yeah. It didn't just save them from an attack, it saved them from him. That specific documented murderer.
That realization.
Yeah.
It must have just fundamentally altered their reality. Looking back, they were incredibly lucky. Yes, they reacted fast, but the tire slashing shows the level of patience and malice they were up against. Escaping not with force, with a split-second psychological gamble.
Terrifying. Okay, so from that kind of external planned violence, let's shift to something maybe even more disturbing because of where it comes from. Let's talk about premeditation, but this time from children. This story comes from someone who was 13, taking a babysitting job, a referral. She described the parents as crotchety and awkward. They gave her some weird rules, almost like joking threats, before they left, leaving her with their 2 kids, a 9-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy. And the second the parents are out the door, the weirdness starts instantly. The little girl starts singing, like really creepily, high-pitched, flat. We're all alone.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Just immediately setting an unsettling tone.
And then the 7-year-old boy jumps in with something truly jarring. Let's play rape.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The narrator, she kind of brushed it off at the time, thought maybe they'd heard it on TV, just trying to shock her, get a reaction.
That initial dismissal, applying a normal framework, like kids being edgy, that's exactly what makes what happens next so much worse. It masks the real intent.
So later, the sitter tells them they can't watch South Park. And the girl just shrugs, totally calm, and says, oh, that's fine. We'll just go play PlayStation in the family room. Seems normal enough.
A distraction, setting up the next phase.
Right. While the sitter's in the kitchen making sandwiches, she hears this huge crash. Broken glass, unmistakable sound. She goes and cleans it up, dumps the shards in the kitchen trash, and the kids, they just watch her. Incredibly weird kids watched with wide eyes, the source says.
Okay, so now they have them ease the broken glass, and the adult thinks the danger is contained, literally in the bin. He let her feel in control.
Then the boy springs the trap. He starts screaming this really fake, over-the-top yell, my ankle, ow, my ankle. Apparently, he was a terrible actor, flops onto the couch, making a big show of it, trying to pull her attention away from the kitchen.
Luring her away.
Yep. And while she's focused on him, dealing with his, quote, horrible acting, the girl slips out of the room, unnoticed. Then the boy is miraculously fine. He smiles this. Perturbing smile, the narrator called it, as the sitter puts the sandwiches down. Vegetarian sandwiches. But the kids, they don't eat. They just stare at their plates. She asks why they aren't eating, and the girl gives that same cold smile and says, we were waiting for you to take a bite of yours.
Just the calculated coldness of that. It wasn't impulsive. This was planned. It needed coordination, timing, retrieving the glass from the trash without being seen, hiding it. That's sophisticated planning for that age.
Yeah.
And the goal, harm.
That line and that smile, the sister said her stomach just dropped, that gut feeling. She carefully lifted the top slice of her own sandwich. And inside, broken glass, the same pieces she had just thrown away.
Unbelievable.
She freaked out, obviously. Started yelling at them, what were you thinking? This could kill someone, internal bleeding. Trying to make them understand the danger, their reaction. Instead of fear or shame or anything remotely normal, they started laughing.
Laughing.
Yes! And she emphasized it wasn't like kids laughing. It was too low, threatening, like they'd won. A cold, remorseless sound.
That reaction confirms everything, doesn't it? It wasn't a prank gone wrong. The intent was harm. Psychological and physical.
Yeah.
And they were enjoying her terror.
She called her older sister immediately after the parents got back. Just needed to get out of there. Said she could never reconcile that level of calculated evil with these two small children. The premeditation, the lack of remorse, it stuck with her.
Understandably, that's a deeply scarring experience.
Okay, our last account. This one involves sudden, brutal violence. It takes place more recently, August 2013. The narrator was 25 at the time, heading with 4 friends to this isolated family cabin in rural New Hampshire. Friend's family place, Johnny's family. They get there around 7:30 p.m. It's already dark, pulling onto the dirt road leading up to the cabin, and Johnny just slams on the brakes.
What did they see?
The front door of the cabin, wide open, and through the window, they could clearly see a flashlight beam moving around inside.
Okay, immediate red flag. Someone's inside who shouldn't be.
Right. The consensus from everyone else in the car was, let's get out of here, reverse, go. But Johnny, he reacts differently. Instead of backing away, he floors it, drives right up to the house, and just lays on the car horn, hard, for like 10 solid seconds.
Wow. That's a bold move. Aggressive. Tactically, you could argue it's smart, eliminates surprise, forces the intruder's hand, but it's also incredibly risky, escalates things immediately. He chose confrontation over caution.
Instantly, the flashlight inside goes dark. Johnny jumps out, storms into the house, yelling. The others follow, using phone flashlights because the power's out. They split up. Johnny and one friend, Maddie, head to the basement. The narrator and the other two, Alec and Amir, check the main floor kitchen bedrooms. The narrator goes down a hall towards the master bedroom. He hesitates at a sliding closet door there, just for a second. And in that exact second, Johnny and Maddie scream simultaneously. From the basement.
Oh no, diversion.
Just as he registers the screams, that closet door he was hesitating at, it's yanked open, hard. From the inside, someone bursts out, grabs the narrator, gets him in a hold. Ambush.
So the horn didn't scare everyone off. Someone stayed, waited. The timing, the scream from the basement, the attack upstairs happening at the same instant. That suggests coordination or just pure violent opportunism. Fast. Dangerous.
His friends, Alec and Amir, reacted instantly, pulled the attacker off him. The attacker didn't fight long, just broke free and bolted, ran out the door and vanished into the woods outside.
Okay, immediate threat neutralized, but what about the basement? The screams?
Exactly. They run downstairs expecting maybe another intruder or to find Johnny and Maddie hurt. But the first thing that hits them isn't a person. It's a smell. Thick. Putrid. Awful.
Oh, God. Not good.
What they saw down there, it was horrific. 2 dead bodies on the concrete floor. And the narrator makes it clear these weren't peaceful deaths. They were mutilated. Bloody, missing limbs, blood splatters everywhere. He said it was the single most disturbing thing he'd ever witnessed.
That description points to extreme violence. Rage-fueled, maybe ritualistic, far beyond just killing someone. And the smell suggests they'd been there a while. The intruders might have still been interacting with the scene when the friends arrived. Horrifying.
The victims were later identified. Indian barbershop workers from a town nearby, why they were targeted, who killed them. The narrator never found out. Just this brutal, unexplained violence they stumbled into.
And the intruders got away.
Seems like it. The sheriff's department came, taped everything off, fingerprints, the whole major crime scene deal. But the friends, they were shattered. Couldn't even talk to each other for a week afterward, just overwhelmed by the gore, the smell, the fact they were that close to the killers.
The psychological trauma from witnessing something like that, the violation, the sheer brutality. It stays with you. It fundamentally changes your perception of safety, of humanity, really.
So these 3 stories, the camping trip, the bluff that saved them from a killer, the babysitting nightmare, that cold, calculated cruelty from children,
Just chilling.
and this discovery in the cabin, stumbling into the aftermath of such visceral violence, they all share that thread, don't they? Unexpected encounters with real, remorseless human danger.
Absolutely. Yeah. Not supernatural entities, but people capable of organized, terrifying evil, lurking just outside our normal reality.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Based on the kind of premeditation we saw in these accounts? When you face that unknown threat, something far more organized or cold-blooded than you ever imagined, what's your better weapon? Is it that raw, gut instinct, fight or flight?
Or is it your ability to think rationally, tactically, under fire, like the bluff with the shotgun, or even Johnny's risky move with the horn?
It's a tough question. No easy answer, I guess. Well, thank you for joining us for this somewhat heavier deep dive today into real-life terror. If these stories resonated with you or just held your attention, please do us a favor. Hit like, maybe share this deep dive, and definitely subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We explore more of these kinds of terrifying true stories there.
Yeah, your support helps us keep digging into these accounts.
It does. So until next time, be careful what you listen to in the dark.